Hello there, and welcome back to another episode of Paydirt Remote. I'm Mark Andrews, Deputy Editor at Paydirt Media, and today I'm joined by Legend Mining Managing Director Mark Wilson. Thank you for joining me today, Mark. And I suppose the big news coming out of your stable in recent times has been the greatest hit in the Fraser Range since Nova. You're well received in the market for that, and you've got results coming out in the next short while. What's the reaction been to the company so far?
Mark, we've been tickled pink with the way the market's received it. I think it's just because of the uncertainties in marketplaces today. And Legend's been a developing story over a period of 5 years, believe it or not, when we first went to the Fraser Range. And you always get these levels of company price where the investment has done its job for the shareholder and they're happy to take profits and pass the parcel on to someone else. And so we went into the trading halt, I think we were 6.7 cents or thereabout. When we came out, we closed on the first day at 10.5 or 11, having regularly traded up in that 12 level. So a lot of people obviously took their profits at that stage. But the pleasing aspect for me is there's clearly a more professional end of the market, that's my interpretation of it anyway, who's recognised these results and come in and gradually bought the stock up. So we've gone up from that 11 cent close. I think we closed at 17.5 cents today. So any managing director who complains about that really should go and take a cold shower, because it doesn't get much better.
Yeah, exactly right. And there must be an increased level of expectation on the company now. What have you learned so far in this current drilling program, and what can we expect to be further developed in next week's announcement?
The key to next week's announcement is the assays. Visually, everybody who's seen these believes it's the real deal. We obviously know that the pentlandite and chalcopyrite and the pyrrhotite are the main components of the massive sulfides. And I think when the assays come out for that, and people will recognise that there's a 25 metre of massive sulfides within a 41 metre overall sulfidic intercept, and the grades come out, that's going to take any of the mystery or mystique out of the intercept entirely. And so I think the learning for us is, you mentioned the greatest hit since Nova. The Nova discovery hole was 4 metres at 3.8% nickel and 1.4% copper. I think when our results come out, people are going to make the direct comparison of 4 metres versus the 40 metres and the Nova grade versus our grade. But look, that's just what we've got. Our real challenge is to find the source of that mineralisation. I've constantly been saying since the discovery hole back in December last year that this has all the hallmarks of a large mineralised system. And so our belief is that what we have intersected is not the main game. And our challenge is to now find the source of that, which we're obviously doing by structural interpretation of existing holes and downhole EM or geophysics to try and look for the conductors which are off hole, which are the clues to where the mineralisations come from. And when you look at the intercept we've got, I think we've certainly got the width covered. Now it's a question of the grade.
Just more widely in the exploration sector, there seems to be some good work happening. In any other environment, would you expect the exploration market to have boomed this year?
I really think what Chalice de Grey ourselves have done is the West Australians who have released some pretty hot results in the last 3 months or so. The market reaction has been very healthy even within this, uncertain times that we're all living in at the moment. And I actually think, that the market has this canny ability to look through the present and predict the future. And I think the fact that there seems to be a constant flow of press that China is back at work. China consumes 50% of all of these base metals that are produced. And so I think there's a perception that the market for these things is going to be very healthy in the future. Our asset is in the ground still. We haven't expended the massive capital of, developing mines, building plants. And we're in this lovely situation where we're just developing an asset without massive capital expenditure. So the way I see it is the market is quite happy to come on that journey with us.
How have you viewed how the situation's been handled in the mining sense?
Serendipity has it, Mark, that mining has been decreed an essential industry or an essential service, and exploration is part of mining. And so our work has been able to, in the field, has been able to continue unabated. I think it's been handled magnificently, Mark. You look at the fact, to my knowledge, there's only been one COVID situation at one mine site throughout all of the West Australian industry. But, the industry generally is to be congratulated with recognising there was an issue, putting practices in place to deal with it, and just making sure that they've adhered to those practices. And I must add, AMEC as an organisation supporting us has been, a wonderful assistance to me in particular, and I'll let others speak for themselves, but in helping me manage some little situations that I've found myself in.
Given the state of the world at the moment, good news is always welcomed, and we look forward to seeing the latest results in the near future. And I'd like to thank you for your time on Paydirt Remote today. Thanks, Mark.
Thanks, Mark. Good to be here, mate.